In 2008, Level 5, the creators of Dark Cloud and Professor Layton teamed up with Spirited Away creator Studio Ghibli to develop a new RPG for the Nintendo DS. Ni No Kuni, Dominion of the Dark Djinn would release on December 9th, 2010 in Japan, but unfortunately it didn't make its way overseas. But in June of 2010, Level 5 announced that the game would be released on the PS3, with significant differences, and it was renamed Wrath of the White Witch. The game would release on November 11th, 2011 in Japan, and it would release outside of the country in 2013, winning numerous awards for Best RPG. Now, after 5 years, or 7 if you played it in Japan, Level 5 has finally released a sequel to Wrath of the White Witch for the PS4 and Level 5's first PC port. But what has changed in the world of Ni No Kuni? Welcome to the HUD, everyone. I'm Zacharoni, and today I'll be your waiter who will be going through some of the features the game had to offer. So without further ado, please be seated, and here are the toppings on Ni No Kuni 2, Reverent Kingdom. In the world of Ni No Kuni rests Ding Dong Dell, ruled by a group of cat people for many centuries. But unfortunately, their king suddenly grew ill, and with that, led to his death. Now, the only family member to take the throne is Evan Pennywhisker Tindrum, or Evan to be short. But things take a turn for the worse when a mouse tribe, led by Otten Mausingen, had taken the throne for himself, and had ordered to eliminate Evan on sight. Evan would have lost his 9 lives in one go if it wasn't for Roland, a visitor who appeared out of nowhere from another world. And without spoiling too much, let's just say he knows a lot about politics, and he'll be Evan's mentor on how to rule a country and what it means to be a king. Now, with the help of a group of sky pirates and a little fairy named Lofty, Evan will travel across the world, uniting the local kingdoms into a peace treaty and hopefully putting an end to war, while building a kingdom that everyone can live happily ever after. Once you start a new game, your first objective is to escape from Ding Dong Dell. Then after that, you are presented with a huge world to explore with treasure to find, gear to obtain, and monsters that roam the land. And slaying monsters give you XP to level up your characters, which will increase their health and stats throughout your journey. At first, you start off with Roland and Evan, and later you get 4 more characters in your group, but you can only have up to 3 of them in your party. Unlike the first game, if your whole party is defeated, you don't have to pay in-game money to continue where you left off. Finally, there are these tip doors that act as fast travel throughout the game. Once you find one, you have to go to it and press a button or key to activate it. And then you can open your map, select the location where it was, and then you are instantly there without walking a mile to it. Although later on, you do get access to a boat and an airship that allows you to explore other parts of the world that you can't on foot. Now that the free roaming stuff is out of the way, it's time for the quests that you will be participating in. The main quest is highlighted in gold that can be seen on the minimap. Side quests are small tasks like collecting a set number of items or slaying a monster that is troubling them. And then there's the taskmaster that offers you errands to complete for him, like bringing him a certain item or defeating a set number of monster types. However, you only get little XP and money for completing them, but he also gives you tokens to spend on rare items and civilians to add to your kingdom. Oh, that's right, I said kingdom. That's where the next feature comes in. After a few main quests later, you get to build Evan's kingdom. However, this is not going to be something advanced like SimCity or Civilization. Instead, it is used to make better gear and upgrade their skill abilities to make things easy for you throughout the game. When you start building his kingdom, the game presents itself in a top-down view, and with it you see speech bubbles hovering over certain sections. And when you put your cursor over it, you will see the name of the building that you are going to make, presented at the bottom left corner. However, you can only build them if you have a certain amount of special currency known as King Guilders, or KG to be short. You earn KG by checking your coffers in the Kingdom Management menu. It slowly builds up currency, but the more civilians you have, the faster it grows, and once it reaches its limit, you can click on it and add the KGs to your stockpile. As you keep building facilities, you earn influence, which can be used to level up facilities. And when you level up your castle, your territory will expand, allowing you to build more facilities. Finally, there are these skirmish battles where it presents itself similar to traveling the world, where Evan had 4 groups of units surrounding him, and the goal is to eliminate the opposing faction. But sometimes they mix up the objectives, like escorting a character from point A to point B. These skirmish battles are optional to complete, and sometimes you can find them in the main mission and side missions. Once you complete them for the first time, a hard mode it unlocks for a more tougher challenge. One side quest that is worth mentioning is the Dreamer Mazes. Here you are presented with special dungeons with a set number of floors that allows you to explore to find rare items and fight up monsters for experience, ultimately ending with a showdown with a bigger monster. However, it is advisable that you keep an eye on a meter on the top right corner. This meter fills up when you spend too much time in a section, and the more it fills up, the stronger the monsters are going to be. But as you slay monsters and smash pots open, you obtain pink orbs that allowed you to use on an idol that decrease your danger level by 1. However, the more you use it, the idol will increase the orb price, so it's advisable that you make your exploration quickly. From the Lost Forest of Neo to the futuristic kingdom of Broadleaf, Ni No Kuni 2 still presents itself with anime-style colors similar to its predecessor, but unfortunately, Studio Ghibli is not involved with this game. However, 2 members of Ghibli returned for the sequel. These include Yukiyuki Momos as character designer, and Joe Hisashi as composer for the game's orchestral number. And sorry if I didn't pronounce their names right. The game featured voice acting both English and Japanese, but if you want to change them, you have to go to the options menu at the title screen. Subtitles can be activated, but they are only used during cinematic cutscenes. The only time you'll be seeing subtitles is interacting with NPCs. For the English dub, it features Claire Morgan as Evan, Jared Zeus as Roland, Ali Franch as Tani, Alistair Parker as Batu, Adam Howder as Leander, Rebecca Blackstone as Bracken, and Owen Arthur as Lofty. As for options, you can adjust the volume for music, sound effects, and voices, and as for PC players, there are 3 screen sizes to choose from: resolution support, activate HDR mode, only available in full screen, set overall graphics settings to standard, high or low, or customize your own graphics settings from max frame rate, motion blur, and the quality of textures and shadows. If anyone played Wrath of the White Witch before, you'll probably remember the battle system that presents itself in a tactical real-time battle with cooldown timers for each action. Now, in the sequel, the battle system still presents itself in real time, but it's more focused as an action RPG. When starting a battle, characters can do a combination of light and strong melee attacks, use ranged weapons like magic wands, pistols, and bows, but holding down the range button and releasing it at the right moment unleashes a heavy projectile attack, block incoming attacks but can only move slowly when holding it down, do a quick dodge roll by tapping the block button, lock onto enemies and can switch targets with the D-pad or the mouse wheel, and can change characters in and outside of combat. Each character can have up to 3 melee weapons, and you can see them on the top left corner underneath the health bar. Not only do you see its attack power, but also a percentage meter called the Zing. It builds up when you land hits on enemies, and the more it fills up, the more effective your weapons are going to be. They can also use special attacks known as skills that can cause massive damage, but it will cost you MP to use it. Evan can use a mighty sword slash up close, while Bracken can summon a turret to supply supportive damage. And furthermore, if one of your weapons zing is at 100%, then that skill get an extra damage boost, but doing so will reset the zing gauge to 0, so it's advisable that you switch out weapons during a fight. You can also use healing items and antidotes during battles, but you can only use minimal amount of them during a battle, so you must use them sparingly. And then there's meals that you can use to give you a stat boost, but only for a limited time. In the first game, you had familiars that you can command in battle. Now in Reverend Kingdom, you have Higiglis that can assist you, like supplying supportive fire and increasing your character's skills depending on which element they are based on. And if you see a glowing circle around a group of Higiglis, then that's the moment to activate their superpower skills. Just go up to them, press a button or key, and they can perform a super skill like launching heavy projectiles or creating a large circle that heals any party member that stands in it. You can have up to 4 types of Higiglis in your party, and they can only be leveled up by feeding them. And if you feed them the right food or material, then they level up quicker. But if anyone is having a hard time with the battles, then there's the Tactic Tweaker. Here, you can alter the game's battle system to your own pleasure, like dealing more damage to monster types, making the party stronger against elemental attacks, gaining more experience or money, and improving your party's abilities in battle. However, there's actually a risk for using them. While you could use it to increase damage to brutal type monsters, you'll also make your attacks weaker to beautiful type monsters. And while you could increase your resistance to fire, there might be a chance you might get hit by an attack that makes your character confused. As in, it reverses your movement controls. But don't think you can crank up the tweaker straight away. You first need battle points to level up the tweaker. You earn battle points each time a party member levels up, so you need to do a few fights before you can use it at its full potential. Now for the skirmish battles. Evan has his 4 units surrounding him, and if he moves, so will his units. However, there is no button to command attacks. Instead, your units attack a target when they are near to them. And while there are range units like archers and riflemen, the main ones are actually up close and personal units like swords, hammers, and spears, and they are presented in a rock paper scissors style format. Like swords can slash hammer units, hammers can slam spear units, and spears can impale sword units, and you are reminded of this on the top right corner. When in battle, he can rotate his units left and right, move quickly across the battlefield, and can make his units attack all at once. But if one of his units go down, then he'll have to wait until their unit circle builds up again. But you can prevent this by calling for reinforcements by holding down a button or key. But this can drain the might gauge, which is presented on the top left corner. The might gauge is used to unleash unit skills on the field once a unit's special gauge is full. These range from a bombing run to wipe out a crew of enemies, and another that allows you to boost units' attack power. Finally, if things get too much for your units, you can activate the shock tactics, which is used to make all unit types effective against one another, and it will slow down the depletion of the might gauge. At retail on PS4, you get it for £44.99 or lower depending on which retailer you're getting it from, which will take 30GB of storage, while digitally on PS4 and Steam will cost you £49.99, with the Steam version taking 40GB, with both versions containing 51 achievements and trophies. But if anyone wants more content, Level 5 has announced that there will be 2 expansions for the game later, but there's no word on what they are called, and you can get the Season Pass for them for £15.99 on PS4, but £16.99 on Steam. Or you could get the Prince Edition, which comes with the Season Pass, and it will cost you £69.99 on Steam, while PSN will cost you £74.99. As for the retail version, it will cost you £79.99 or lower, and it comes with a steel bookcase and a behind-the-scenes Blu-ray disc. Finally, for the collectors, there is the King's Edition that will cost you £159.99, and not only do you get the features that are in the Prince Edition, but you'll also get a record featuring Joe Hisashi's composed main theme in its pop-up gate form, an exclusive 148-page art book featuring concept art, and a 20cm tall rotated music box playing the game's main theme. Well, that's some of the features I can tell you right now, but if there are some that I have missed out, let me know in the comments, and I hope this will give you an idea of what you'll be getting for your money. Check back with me at the end of the month and I'll tell you what I think of Ni No Kuni 2 and all the other games I have been playing. And if you like what you see, be sure to like, share and subscribe to my channel. But until then, I'm Zacharoni. Enjoy your pizza and I'll see you next time.